Hey gang, Matt the Helpful Home Inspector here. Welcome back to another episode of the Helpful Home Inspector. Today we're here to talk to you a little bit more about sellers surviving the home inspection. So this is our seller's home inspection survival guide. If you have not already gotten one of these and would like to get one, leave a email address in the comments down below and we will send you a digital copy of one. Otherwise, you can email us at thehelpfulhomeinspector@gmail.com and we will put your address in there, your snail mail address, and we'll send you one via snail mail. All of that comes to you at no charge to you at all. We're happy to provide that for you as a service that we want to give you out there, give you some information so you can better survive the home inspection that may be happening on the house that you're looking to sell. At this point, just to kind of bring us up here, we've gone through creating a positive environment again. So smile, be happy, be greeting, make your house accessible, and all those types of things for creating a positive environment. The next thing we talked about was getting a pre-listing inspection or pre-sale inspection, and the benefits of that pre-sale inspection to you, a seller, can save you lots and lots of money by doing that. So today we're going to get into our third topic, and that is preparing your home for a coming home inspection. Now, the third topic, we're talking about getting ready for that inspection. So at this point in the transaction, you've listed your home for sale. You've had a buyer give you an offer that you've accepted, okay? And in that offer was a home inspection contingency. Now, that home inspection contingency is going to have a window in which the home inspection can be completed, and you need to kind of not be in the way of that happening. If you get in the way of the home inspection contingency taking place, so the getting in the way of them doing the home inspection, if you go and say, I'm only allowing the home inspection to be done from 3 to 4 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon. Well, that's not going to work, and you need to be more accommodating than that. Ultimately, they would have to ask for extensions and things like that to make sure you get the home inspection done in a reasonable amount of time, and you should do your best to not interfere with them getting the home inspection done. It's hard enough to schedule 2 people's calendars to get together to do it, or 3 people's. When you got to mess with 4 or 5 people's calendars to get together, that makes it very difficult. So try to remove yourself from that equation, and when you accept that offer to purchase, know then the next 10 to 15 days, you're going to have to be a little flexible with allowing someone to come into your home and do an inspection of that property. Now, you probably in listing your home did clean your house up, get everything ready to go, make it look nice, and touch up any paint and all that kind of stuff, and we're going to do a lot of the same stuff when we're talking about getting ready for the home inspection. Your home is not sold yet. You're still trying to make an impression on these people that this house has the value that they offered you in it, and we want to try to make this go as smoothly as possible and get you through this home inspection process with as little damage as possible to your pocketbook, but also to keep the transaction moving along smoothly, because speed bumps can be a pain in the butt for everybody involved in the transaction, especially you, the seller, who probably has the next house that you're looking at purchasing, and you want to make sure to get through this before you start moving on to the next thing. Lots of reasons to have this go smoothly for you, all right? So the first thing we're going to talk about as far as getting your home ready for a pending inspection, okay, is to declutter your home. Take and get as much stuff off your countertops as you can. This is a lot of times when we live in a home, we tend to store things on our counter. So all your salt shakers and butter trays and your coffee maker and your mixer and all this other stuff, it takes up a lot of space on your counters, okay? Declutter those counters. Your real estate agent probably was talking to you about doing that for all of your showings and stuff. So the showings happen, just keep your house going like that for a little while longer, okay? But declutter your house as much as possible. Don't leave piles of newspapers laying around. Don't leave baskets of laundry laying all over the place. Declutter your home and clean it up as best you can to make it not only look good to the buyers, okay, but also leave things more accessible for the home inspector who needs to go through the house and check all the outlets and windows and doors and they go through a whole ton of stuff, okay? We want to make sure to declutter that home as much as possible and leaving easy access to all these different areas, all right? So that's number one. Number two is make any minor repairs that you need to make to your house. You know that the faucet has a clogged aerator. For $3, go and replace the clogged aerator. It's one less thing the home inspector can say that's negative about the house, but it also makes your house look a little bit nicer, okay? And yes, it's only a little bit, but every little bit helps, okay? And by doing something is always gonna help you more than doing nothing and just hoping for the best, okay? So do some of the little minor repairs that you know your house needs, okay? Whether it be oiling a squeaky hinge, tightening up a loose doorknob, any of that kind of stuff would go a long ways to making the home inspection go more smoothly. Along with that, and then something we come across a lot, is finish up any last minute uncompleted projects. You're in the middle of putting a door on or whatever, and you didn't put the trim on, but you have the trim cut. put the trim up, you know, finish it up, finish that project up. If it's a big project, obviously you're not gonna, you know, you started framing the basement up, you're obviously not gonna hang drywall in 3 or 4 days before the home inspector comes, okay? But finish up any minor half-finished projects that you might have, okay? And get those things wrapped up. The next thing we're gonna talk about is in relation to water filters and furnace filters and mechanical filters, okay? Change any filters that you might have in your house. Dirty filters, okay? Give the home inspector the perspective that you are not maintaining your home properly, okay? And changing those filters is a good thing, because then you'll have nice clean filters and it'll look like you're maintaining your home better, even if you have not. Nobody's going to judge you, okay? But getting those filters changed will give a better impression of you and the level of maintenance that you've done to take care of your home. So change those filters on your furnace, on your water filters, all that kind of stuff. The next thing, check your smoke carbon monoxide detectors, okay? In probably 95% of the home inspection reports that I complete, I have to flag smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. There should be a minimum of 1 per floor, smoke and carbon monoxide detector, okay? That's not building code. Building code is 1 in every room, 1 within 6 feet of the room, 1 in the hallway. I mean, they get kind of crazy with it, okay? But basic safety says that you should have a working smoke and carbon monoxide detector, 1 per floor, that is less than 10 years of age and that is functioning properly, okay? So make sure that that condition exists. Again, one less thing the home inspector has to say about the house that is negative. The next thing is you're gonna have vents and gutters and downspouts and your dryer duct. Clean all those things out. Those are regular maintenance things. You should be cleaning your dryer vent on a regular basis. But if you haven't, let's get that sucker cleaned out so that the home inspector doesn't flag it as a potential fire risk, okay? It's not something that you want to deal with or have to address, all right? And it's something also that you should have been doing like every 6 months at least, all right? So get your dry duct cleaned out. If you have a lot of trees in your yard, clean out those gutters. Cleaning the gutters should be a regular thing that you gotta do, right? So just clean those gutters out so that they can see if there's any damage to the gutters, any gutters that are leaking or anything like that. If your gutters are clogged up, guess what? They're gonna call it out. They're gonna say, hey, the gutters are clogged up, potential for water intrusion. They may even list it as a defect. I wouldn't, but some home inspectors might, all right? Because yeah, when the gutter's filled up, the water can flow right over the gutter and go right next to the house, and it's potential for water intrusion. So they wouldn't be wrong, it'd just be a little overkill in my opinion, but I have different opinions than some other home inspectors, and that's okay, all right? But get those gutters cleaned out. On your vents in your house, so your returns and your ducts and your bathroom fans and stuff, lots of times you'll get a lot of debris on those, even like your ceiling fans and stuff. Vacuum them off, clean them off. It doesn't take a lot of time. You can go around and vacuum off all the vents and fans in your house in probably less than an hour, you know? But it's gonna make your house not only show better, but it's also going to give the impression of better maintenance and stuff as well, which is always a good thing, okay? Let's get that home inspector saying good things about the house. Hey, they take really good care of this place. All the vents are nice and clean and stuff. I never or hardly ever come across clean vents, okay? So clean those vents off, people. Make your house look nice, all right? Next thing is we wanna make the house as accessible as possible for the home inspector, all right? So we want to make sure that they can get easy access to the furnace, make sure they can get to the electrical panel, make sure they can get up into the attic with ease, okay? Lots of times I'll come into a home and the attic access is in the closet and they didn't take out any clothes, they have kids' toys piled up on top of things, and in that case, I'm not gonna take everything out of the closet to get up into the attic space. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna leave with everybody else, where you're gonna get a phone call from your real estate agent saying, hey, you gotta clean out that closet, and the home inspector's gotta come back and inspect that attic because you didn't let them get into there. It just makes a whole convoluted mess, okay? Much easier, and hey, if you take all that out and you set it on the bed nice and neatly, perfect. Nobody's gonna be climbing on your bed, okay? You just wanna make sure that they can get easy access to that attic space. And in that first one, we talked about making a positive environment, have a ladder up in the area that can easily get up into that space so they don't have to drag the one out of their truck and stuff. It's just a lot better idea. And if you have clothes in the area, know that going up into the attic can create a little bit of dust and stuff. And while most home inspectors are gonna be careful and they might slide your clothes down the rung or whatever, taking those clothes out and putting them in a different closet or something like that might not be a bad idea, especially if you don't want to get any dust on them or anything like that. Sometimes I've even had people go in and they'll put like a visqueen or plastic over their clothes, knowing that there may be some stuff come out of the closet. So being prepared, it also means giving them proper access to those spaces and make it easy for them to get into these areas so they can do their job, all right? Don't pile a bunch of boxes in front of the furnace, don't have anything laying in front of the electrical panel. Give them easy access to these areas that ahead of time they're gonna need to inspect. They're gonna have to look at the furnace, they're gonna have to look at the electrical panel, they're gonna have to look at the water heater and stuff, so make it so that they can get to these areas easily, all right? Go around and replace any burnt out light bulbs. If the light bulb's burnt out, and they don't know it. They're not going to take your light bulb out and do an electrical test on it or anything like that. But if they flip the switch and nothing happens, they may just say, hey, it's a faulty switch, needs to be evaluated by an electrician. If that gets negotiated, now you've got to hire an electrician to come out and look at an outlet because you had a burnt out light bulb. It's just that simple. So you should be replacing these light bulbs as they get burnt out anyways. If you need some light bulbs, go to Focus on Energy. You have another video on the channel about that. They'll send you some for free. But ultimately, you can run down the street to the grocery store and they're going to have light bulbs that you can put in your house. Even stop by Quick Trip, they'll have them. And it doesn't take a lot of time to replace these light bulbs. Then the last thing that we have is go through the house and open and close all of your windows and doors, okay? Now, this is especially important in the winter time because lots of times your windows hadn't been operated a long time. And the home inspector needs to go through and they need to operate all the windows. They're gonna operate all the doors, okay? So making sure that those windows and doors operate and work properly is a great idea, okay? So make sure that they're gonna operate and work smoothly. If they're not, like say a window is stuck shut or something's wrong with the window, leave them a note. Put a post-it note on the window. This window has this problem, I'm gonna have it fixed, or whatever. This window appears to be frozen shut, whatever, you know, whatever the condition is. Make them aware of it ahead of time so that they don't start pulling on it or whatever and, you know, they don't know what's going on. But ultimately, if you have a window that's stiff, put a little bit of Dove soap on it. You know, I wouldn't use any like oils or anything like that. That's gonna gather debris and junk. But using just a bar of Dove soap on some tracks and things like that will really make that window flow a lot more smoothly. Wiping the windows down and stuff wouldn't be a bad idea. If you have a door that opens and closes, it's got a squeaky hinge, you know, put a little bit of oil on that. But these are all things that you can go through and make better at your house real quickly before the home inspection occurs to make that home inspection go a little bit more smoothly and give the home inspector a little bit less negative things to say about the home. Even little negative things can still leave an impression, you know, and if the people buying your house don't think you took good care of your house, they think that you had poor maintenance, okay, on your home, it's going to give them an overall impression of the home, you know, and we want to make sure that fish stays on that hook and doesn't want to come off at all. Okay, so let's do everything we can to minimize the impact of that home inspection, and let's make sure that we take care of being prepared for the home inspection, preparing our home for that process. All right. Thanks again for tuning in today, you guys. And if you haven't got a copy of your seller's home inspection survival guide, make sure to leave your email address down below, and we'll send you a digital copy of it. But remember, the better you take care of your house, the better it's going to take care of you. And you guys, if you're looking to sell your house, doing some of these things to be prepared for that transaction is always going to be in your benefit, both financially and make it just go more smoothly for you. Have a great day.